Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kaylee of Kaylee Plans, and today I am going to be moving out of my Pocket Moterm into my MM Agenda, which I will be using in A6 size. So bittersweet goodbye, because I've actually really been loving this setup like a lot, and I actually considered staying in it another month, but it is just too small now that I am no longer traveling to work. I do need something that is a little bit larger, and A5 is just a little bit too big. And at the beginning of 2020 I started using A6, and I really loved it, but it was just really hard to come by at the time. Not a lot of shops had it. This was like the end of 2019. So I decided to move it back into Pocket because I did need something that was transportable, and A5 wasn't gonna cut it, but Pocket, and it became my love, it really did. But now that I am not traveling anymore, I would like to have a little bit more space, and you have so many more options for A6 size now. So I got the MM Agenda, obviously, so it just kind of all aligned, where I'll be able to move into it now and actually utilize it. So I do already have like the stickers that I wanted to decorate with back there, but which are all by Gracie Edits, and my discount code will be down in the bio for that. But this video is gonna be a little bit different. So I'm gonna walk you through the entire process of how I actually set up an agenda. And I know you guys have seen me put together my agendas, but you actually never like really see the full process. And so I'm really gonna break it down, especially for someone who's maybe not, sorry about the noise here, especially for someone who's new to the planner community and not as experienced with like what you should be looking for and thinking of before you actually commit to purchasing all of these items, because it can be a really expensive hobby. So this way you're not wasting money, obviously, and I can show you a lot of ways that I also kind of save money when I move to a new size that I have nothing for. So let's go ahead and hop into the video. So my first tip for whenever you're setting up a new agenda is to do your research. This includes scrolling through Instagram, maybe a little bit of Pinterest, maybe kind of, if you are already in the planner community, reflect on like what systems have worked really well for you in the past, what you're trying to get out of your new system. And I really recommend to like make an actual list of this. So I'll put up a slide here of the different things to consider, like what kind of planner do you want this to be? Is it going to be a work planner, school planner? Is it for your kids, your pets, or is it going to be for like your own personal needs, right? So for this agenda, I am going to be using it for personal purposes, right? So I think about which, like, and this kind of goes into like a next subsection, but like, what are your sections, right? Like, what are you trying to get out of this planner? So for me, I made a list. I always like an inbox section, which I use for like brain dumps and things like that. I always like to have a calendar with the monthly, weekly, and daily inserts, and then kind of like brainstorm within that, like what kind of monthly inserts, what kind of weekly inserts, what kind of daily inserts. So I know that for monthly inserts, I really like month on one page, but you might like a month on two page layout or something like that. I also know for my weekly layouts, I also like to have a week on one page, especially when I include daily inserts, because I don't really feel like I need multiple pages for a weekly breakdown when I'm going to break each of those days up into its own page. So I just feel like it's a little bit redundant when you have really like extensive weekly, like week on 4 page, and then you have still an entire page for that day. It's just a little bit redundant. You end up rewriting your tasks a lot, and it just doesn't work for me personally. It feels like work or labor to be using my agenda instead of like functionality. So that doesn't work for me, but do what works for you, boo. And that's like the whole part of this, right? Is like figure out what works for you. I know that I want to have a social media section, which I have like my YouTube section, which like involves planning and keeping track of stats and things like that, as well as a section for my PR codes and to keep track of like the income that I receive from that, as well as Instagram, an Instagram section within that like social media section, where I would keep track of things like followers, my favorite accounts, maybe like useful hashtags, things like that. And then I knew I wanted a business section, which I would write down like goals, but also keep track of inventory, income, budget, things like that. And then I knew that I wanted a home section where I would keep track of our finances, trackers, and references. So that's kind of what I knew I wanted out of this agenda. And then once you kind of know which sections you want, research which shops offer your sizes and layouts that suit your planner needs the most, right? So you don't want to buy a bunch of inserts from cloth and paper because everybody uses cloth and paper, but then they're not functional for you. So just find a shop that really works for the layout you want, the size that you want, that's in a price range that you want. I promise you that there is somebody out there that makes inserts within your price range. Don't be fooled by, sometimes the pressure of, the planner community. Everybody's using this company right now and you feel like you've got to kind of like join in, or you like, aren't in or whatever. And that's just not the case. Just find a shop that works for you. And if it's printables, if it's printed inserts, whatever works best for you. And then don't let other people people influence you. Your insert choice should benefit your planner needs and not be there to make other people happy. So that's kind of everything that I would consider in a do your research. And like literally write this all down. I mean, you've seen there's planner people who talk about that they literally will make entire lists for the shopping items that they want, maybe items that they have in their own inventory that they want to bring in for a certain layout. So again, just do all that research. And once you kind of do that, then you're going to want to print, cut, order, and wait, right? So if you're doing printed inserts, obviously you're going to have to find time to print those out and then cut them, hole punch them, or order the pre-punch paper and wait for that to arrive, or order printed inserts and wait for them to arrive, order dashboards and dividers and other accessories and waiting for those to arrive. So again, the second step is going to be print, cut, order, and wait. And then you're gonna, once you do all that stuff, you're gonna have a pile that looks something like this. And then you're gonna take this pile and actually put it all together, which is usually the step where I show you guys. But for this video, I obviously really broke it all down. So let's go ahead and get into putting this agenda together. So I already had my dividers in here just because I really wanted to see how they looked, and I'm honestly still debating this vellum option here. For these dividers, I really didn't want to do any side tabs, and I don't really like bottom tabs except for my today tab. So I knew that that really wasn't gonna work for me. So I decided to do all top tabs, obviously from Shop Gracie Edits, which my discount code is in the description box below. So my first insert is gonna be one of the acetates that I made, and then my custom monogram by Rosie Pepper Tree, which I have a discount code for in the description box below. And so obviously I just opted for my name, and she sent me both copies with my my, you know, maiden name initial, and then with my husband's initial, which was an L, and it just looked like the C was just like, it actually made the C look like a G. It looked kind of weird, so we opted to do the F. And she was like so sweet as to like reach out and be like, hey, I know you wanted the L, but aesthetically I don't think you're gonna be happy with it. And I was like so pleased with the service. So that's like another great thing about these shops, you guys, is that you're really gonna be taken care of. And so that looks really cute. So I'm gonna do that. So monthly is my next section, and I think I like this vibe. Maybe if I do it like on the side, sis. About that. Oh, besties, is it cute or no? I think it's kind of cute. We gonna roll with it for now, and I can take it off later if I don't like it. But I do like that it keeps the dashboard pinned to the divider. So I will put in my, so for monthly I like to have an overview, and I do just have July to December, obviously. is how I set up an entire agenda from start to finish. I hope you guys like this video. Subscribe if you want to subscribe, and follow us over on Instagram. Stay safe. Hope to see you next time. Bye.